Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, April 14th. It is 6:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis for today. So a couple of things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys over here in the premium. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. I'll get a few moments for people to continue making their way in. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Morning, D. Morning, Van Harwig. Morning, guys. All right, so I'll get a few more moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the calendar real quick. I think there was a couple news events this morning, right here, Friday, April 14th. So happy Friday, guys. Today's Friday, April 14th. It is 6:29 right now. Market's going to open in about 1 minute. We had pre-market news over here at 6:15. So 5:30, 5:45, and 6:15. A couple news events here. I'm going to go ahead and mark that up real quick. So 5:15, which was right there. Or sorry, 5:30, 5:45. So 5:30, it's like weird candle right here. 5:45. And there goes opening bell. Market is now open. 6:15. I don't even know what this is. 7. And let's see if we have anything else here. So this candle here is pretty big, guys. I don't think I'll take this if this thing ends up closing with the buy signal. There's a lower low and a possible buy signal here, but this candle is pretty huge. Let me see how big is it. It's not too big, but it is kind of big. All right, so if we get a buy signal here, there's a possible entry. I don't think we're going to get it, but it looked bigger than I thought once I put the actual markup up. It's not as big as I thought. So it's a possible entry, but I don't think it's going to close. Yeah, so there's no entry there, guys. There's another possible entry right here on the next candle. However, if this here doesn't push past this lower high, then there's not going to be entry on this specific candle. So we got to wait for this candle to actually push up. Does not look like it's going to play out, so it's fine. But we will, keep an eye out on it for the time being, just in case. So we have a pending buy signal right here, guys. We have a lower low, pending buy signal. However, there's a lower high in between. So in order for us to have entry here, this momentum signal needs to push past this candle right here, which looks like it's going to. Gotta give it a few more moments. Yeah, 15 seconds left on this candle. So the buy signal needs to break and close past it right there. So there's a possible entry here if the buy signal does close. We have 5 seconds left. We'll see if this here ends up closing. We got 3 seconds. Got to wait for the candle to actually close. And it closed right there. Candle's kind of big. Let me see if I get in here. So the candle is kind of big, looking for it to retrace a little bit before I make entry. All right, it filled in and went straight to TP. Looks like I got a pull out of mine over here. It's still in the position. I don't know if anyone got into this trade here, guys, but it already hit full TP. For this one, happened super quickly. It closed, kind of bounced around a bit, and then it went straight to full TP, as you guys can see right there. I was trying to set an alert, but it ended up getting caught. So if you guys were able to get into that, full TP on this move right here, looks like Cameron got his full TP, Nick got his full TP. Nice work, guys. Satyam got his full TP as well. Perfect. Awesome. So great work, guys. Catching the full TP right there on that move. Happened super quickly. CJ said you missed that one. It was way too fast. I know it happened super fast. What happened? My dude caught it as well. Nice work. Full TP. Dan caught it full TP. Awesome. LW said, how did you place your order to get filled on this one? I just said when price swung back up, I just put I hit a market order for a buy on my quick trade manager. So that's how I got into that one right there. So another full if you guys are still in the position, it looks like it blasted right through CP again. So everybody should possibly pretty much be out of this position now. You had 2 opportunities to pull off a full TP right there. Let's see. All right, so we're looking for another entry here. All right. Hey, Kenny, how's it going? Morning. All right, so we're looking for another entry here, guys. This trade already pretty much closed out, already hit his full TP. Let's take a look at the other time frames real quick. So everything here is pretty much looking bullish, guys. 4 hours looking bullish, 1 hour is looking bullish, 30 minutes looking bullish. 5 minute is neutral, 10 minutes neutral. So the lower time frames here are neutral. Everything else is pretty much bullish. We'll see what happens in the next couple of minutes or so, but obviously it looks like we're probably going to be looking for some buys today. Let me take a look at the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are pretty neutral right now. Looking over here at the fundamentals on CNBC, it's pretty much right down the middle. Dow's currently down 21 points, but it's not down 100 points, so it's not really bearish yet. It's neutral across the board. Dow's down 21 points, S&P's down 2 points, Nasdaq's down 43 points, Russell 2Ks are up 22 points. VIX is currently down less than a percentage point. There's not really much going on here. It's just back and forth movement. So technicals are bullish, fundamentals are neutral. Retail sentiment over here is 68% short. So obviously you're gonna be looking for possible buys here as price continues to move along from where it's currently at. So no entries for us here. Still looking for price to make it past this area. Looks like it's just having trouble getting past news price right there. See if there's anything else here that I need to look at. Oh, looks like we're good for the most part. All right. So looking at this here, there's nothing else for us to take right now. Oh, let me put the, sorry, I forgot to. Take a screenshot of this. So looks like, well, prices, you guys can see here, price is just having trouble getting past the news price right there, that pink line. In order for it to, head to the upside. So that's kind of like the only problem right there with regard to where price is currently at. Oops. And you guys, if you guys can see over here for my profits, I'm only my account only shows 2 MFF accounts because my other one is I'm getting a payout right now. So you guys can see over here my accounts. There's 2 MFF, 2 FTMO. My one right here has 0 because there's a payout pending on that one, so I can't trade on that one right now. So that's why it's only showing 2. Typically, I don't know, for some reason, like my payouts usually end up on the weekend, and it usually clears out by the next week. But for this payout, that specific account ended on, a couple days early. So that's why that one is not showing profits right now. Glenn's asking, did you take the trade? Oh, which trade are you talking about? When I took 2 trades. So I took one pre-market and I took this one right here. There's no other trade that came up right now. There's a high-low scalp that came up here, but it was invalidated by these highs right here. Same with these over here. So there's no entry that's running right now. This is the one from earlier. I was just taking the screenshot to post it up on the results. But there's no other trade that's come up yet. But I did take the previous one. So I took one pre-market over here for the buy. So we had lower low buy signal. I took that right here, and I took the other one that just passed. But I haven't taken anything else because there's no other entries right now. So I took this one right here, and I also took this one right here, but there's nothing after that. I'm not sure if you thought this was another entry, but there's no other entry here. There's just one that came up, the one that we all took, and then I'm waiting for one to come back down. So we have a higher high right here. We need a sell signal to break and close past the pivots this way so that we can take that entry back down. But we don't have anything right now. So guys, we have the higher high right here. We're just looking for that sell signal to come back down, but there's nothing coming up right now. Here's the clean chart. I'm gonna go and mark up opening price. So opening price was right here. Here's opening time, 6:30 and 8 o'clock. So as you guys can see, price is pretty bullish right now. Here's a clean chart with no markups. I'm basically just waiting for this to come down from where it's currently at. So we have the higher high right there, looking for a sell signal to break and close past the pivots. If we get this right here, then entry. If not, then we're just going to be waiting. So there goes the high-low scalp. Requirements, we have the higher high, looking for the second requirement, valid momentum signal for the sell, because we currently have a buy signal that's running right now. And then we're looking for price break and close past pivots 1 and 2 or pivot 2 down here. So let's see if we get that. If not, then we're just going to wait for the next opportunity. All right, we have a pending sell signal right here, guys. We need the sell signal to break and close past the blue pivot though. So higher high right here, pending sell signal. We need that to break and close past pivots 1 and 2, the green and blue. Once we get that, possible entry for us here. So again, guys, you have to wait for the candle to actually close. And you want to make sure it closes below the blue pivot right there. All right, here goes. Price comes down from where it's currently at. We got 10 seconds left. Again, guys, you have to wait for the candle to actually close. So I didn't get into the trade yet, guys. I wasn't paying attention. Price is kind of pulling up a little bit. Let me just put a sell stop there to catch it as it comes down. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention for the candle to close. Typically, I just hit a market order, but was not paying attention there. So I got a sell stop waiting right here, guys. I didn't enter this trade right away because I wasn't paying attention. Let me set an entry order right here too. So it'll just alert me when price comes back down. So I'm not in this position yet, guys, just, an FYI. If the position goes past this area, I'm just going to cancel it. So let me just see where it's at. All right. So I'm not in the position yet, guys. If it swings back down, then I'm going to get filled. I have my pending order right here. So if this comes back down from where it's currently at, it'll fill my order and then I'll be in the position, but I'm not in it yet. Typically I enter right away, guys, but I didn't enter this one right away because I wasn't paying attention. I was waiting for it to close and then it closed and it swung up. So I just ended up waiting from right here where it's currently at. So one of two things will happen here. Price ends up swinging above higher. I'm just going to cancel my pending order. Just keep in mind, guys, like Nick said in the Zoom chat, for this strategy, it works. It typically doesn't, it works well, but it usually has issues on Fridays. So today's going to be one of those days where you want to be a little more cautious with your entries here because you get a lot of these weird movements. The riskiest days to trade are going to be Friday and Monday. Reason for that is because a lot of people are either exiting the market or people are entering the market. So today's Friday, a lot of people are exiting the market from the weekend or for the weekend. For this right here, I'm just waiting for it to, okay, so I'm going to cancel my order, guys. My order never filled because they just pushed up and did the opposite. Yeah, I was waiting for this candle here to close and then I didn't want to enter it too early. So I waited for it and it ended up swinging up. So what I did here is when price swinged up over here, I ended up putting a sell stop and then it just never came down and filled. Now that price is way up here, I'm just going to cancel it because there's no reason for me to hold on to it at this point. So no entry for me there, guys. I guess this is a good thing that I wasn't paying attention. These candles here have been very blocky. By blocky, I mean that the candle will show up for a little bit, and then at the last couple of seconds, it'll just shoot down like a big block of order, and then it ends up closing. That's kind of how this candle here closed. If you guys saw it as it closed earlier, there was just no opportunity for entry at that point. Price came down a little bit, it ended up closing, and then ended up going all the way up. Yeah, Nick said didn't look like a good one anyways. Yeah, you can kind of tell when it doesn't look like a good one. It's not a straight push. It usually doesn't look too clean. For example, here, let me show you guys what I mean by that. All right, so looking at this right here, you guys can see that there is a higher high, and then it kind of just, so this candle here still pushes up a little higher, like it's going to push past it. And then price did come down. So I would consider this a messy entry because for, obviously a specific reason that I just mentioned. This one right here, the prior entry, I would say that this one here is a cleaner entry. So this is the type of entry that we would be looking for. Something like this, where we have a lower low and then price pushes up directly. So as you guys can see here, we have a lower low and then it goes straight up into this buy signal. So this is one that I would be more inclined to take. This is a good looking entry. Because when you have one like this, it usually goes straight to TP. And that's exactly what happened here, right? So if I see something like this, then yeah, I'd for sure enter it right away. For something where it's kind of unsure, I typically wait a little bit and I make a late entry for the position. So right here, we currently have a higher high. And this could be a good entry. Because right here, we have a higher high and there's a nice red candle after it. This could have been the entry candle right here if it ended up pushing down further with a sell signal. So right here, we don't have an entry yet, but this here could possibly be one of those better entries that I mentioned. It's got to be a smooth push down though. We can't get a green candle right after it, how it is right here. higher high, red candle, green candle, red candle, green candle, and then entry, right? If this right here pushes down further and we get like no green candles in between, this just shows that the bears are in control, right? With regard to price on the 1 minute. So with that said, if this here closes down below here with a sell signal and provides for entry, this is one where I would enter right away because it's a pretty straight push. However, if we get like a green candle in between, that's where it becomes a little iffy because price is starting to consolidate a little bit. It's a bit unsure and the bears aren't really in control, right? Bears meaning, price is coming down. So looking at this right here, we currently have, we don't even have a pending signal. So there's nothing for us to take right now. But I think the main thing to look out for here is whether it closes with a, red candle or not. Because if it closes with a green candle, okay, so you guys can see right here, this is not a smooth move, right? This is one where I'd probably hold off a little bit, wait for it to retrace, and then maybe make late entry. You can see there's a higher high, red candle, green candle, red candle, green candle, etc. This right here might not even continue pushing down. It might push up higher and establish a new higher high. So look where price is currently at. There's a new higher high right here. So we start the whole process over again. So we have price up here. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're basically identifying the top, right? The higher high is usually a hint that this could be the top. So you're looking for a strong push because you want the bears to be in control. If you're looking for a sell, you want that strong push and a smooth push so that when price drops down further, it's just a straight to your TP push. There's no like back and forth. There's no consolidation or ranging. It's just a straight push down. So, all right, we have another zone right there. As you guys can see, it's not a very smooth push down. Price just continues to push up higher. So this green candle right here can technically push up higher and establish an even higher high. Yeah, Satyam said he's not taking any sells because of the bullish technicals. So he sees the bullish technicals here. I personally don't prefer to take sells here anyways either, because as I mentioned earlier, guys, it's very strong for a bullish bias. Like we have a very strong retail sentiment. It's currently 67% short, indicating that 67% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and buy, right? Doesn't mean that I'm going to avoid buys, but I'd prefer to take buys here rather than sells, because everything here is pretty much bullish. That's why I was kind of iffy on this one too. So when we saw this entry here, I saw that the price wasn't really moving smoothly. And thankfully I wasn't paying attention when it closed because I ended up not taking it. So again, right here, guys, another higher high. So we have one more higher high right here. And this thing just keeps getting pushed further. So there goes another higher high. Let's see if we get that strong sell push. We're just looking to establish the high. That's basically what we're doing here, guys. We're looking to establish where the top is so that we can ride this back down. We have a pending sell signal here. So again, if the sell signal breaks and closes past the pivots over here, then possible entry. Target price point, if it doesn't end up closing, is likely going to be down to opening price down here. So again, for this entry, guys, you guys have to wait for the candle to close. Even if you miss the entry, that's completely fine. It's better to miss the entry, not get into a bad entry, versus, getting in early and the candle disappears like that. So you got 20 seconds left on this candle right here. Again, guys, wait for the candle to close. Don't just enter right away. If you feel comfortable and confident about the position, then, enter it. But if not, then, just wait. Like right now, it doesn't look like a guaranteed close. So I'm going to wait a little bit. Yeah, so right there, guys, as you guys can see, it did not close, right? This is why I say to just be patient and wait for the actual candle to close, because if you entered, there'd be no entry right there. So I didn't take the entry, of course. I gave you guys a heads up to wait for the candle to close. The candle did close below the pivots, but there was no sell signal, so there's no entry off this here. So unfortunately, no entry there, guys. I'm fine with that. I just need a sell signal to come up. Once we get that sell signal, then we can start looking for a possible buy. But there's no entry here. So there's no entry here, and even if we get a sell signal next, there's not going to be an entry because this candle broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2 already. So requirement 1 was met, requirement 2 was not met, requirement 3 was met. Since all requirements weren't met, there's no entry. So just patience today, guys. As I mentioned, Friday is like one of the riskier days. So, don't go and blow your profits taking like dumb trades today. Make sure that you guys wait for these candles here to close. All right. Other entries that I'd possibly be looking for here too, guys, are possibly going to be the higher highs. The high-low scalps, because we have a strong bias for a strong bullish bias right now. So if we get a continued push to the upside right here, high-low scalps might be good because the bias here is so strong for a buy. Yeah, Martha said she's looking for high-low scalps as well. All right, some profits here from Kenny. Kenny locked in a total profit of 1,420 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. All wins. So solid work right there, Kenny. Kenny over here, 1,420. All right, so those are all the profits from everybody right now. All right, so there's no entry right here, guys. Would have been a nice entry if it ended up closing, but this here would not be entry for us because this candle broke and closed past it already. So as you guys can see, if this here would have just closed properly, it would have been a nice entry, but unfortunately, there's nothing there. I mean, and if you guys accidentally enter this trade, like, took a dumb trade here, you still would hit your GP, because even if you didn't wait for the candle to close, price ended up coming down anyways. So if you guys made the mistake there, it would have been a lucky mistake because your TP still would have gotten hit. Not an entry though, so it's not an account, obviously. All right, just looking for another entry here. Don't have anything yet, but currently waiting. All right, so what we're looking for here, guys, is we're looking for a lower low. We don't have that yet. What we need is either price to break past this level right here, or we need price to kind of consolidate here a bit and then come back lower once this is established. So basically 4 or 5 candles pass without this being broken. If price drops down lower, it'll establish a lower low from that point. But at the moment, we just don't have anything right now. All right. All right, so there's no entry here, guys. If we get a buy signal here, there's not going to be an entry because we need that lower low, which we do not have yet. So, or you guys are not missing out on anything. Looking over here at the fundamentals, are currently now bid up, so not up too much, but the Dow's currently up 19 points, S&P's up 14 points, Nasdaq's up 28 points, Russell 2K is up 3 points, and the VIX is currently down 1%. So, yeah, nothing too crazy. So if you guys saw this news from yesterday, the guy who pretty much made the leaks was arrested. I forgot his name, but yeah, the guy was arrested basically. Saw it on the news yesterday. Yeah, Jack Teixeira. He's a 21-year-old National Guardsman who leaked highly classified Pentagon documents on an online gaming platform. Super random. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news for right now. There's some news over here as well. It says Dow's flat as investors assess first quarter earnings, retail sales data, etc. So not really too much news going on today. I think we do have news coming up right now, I believe, at 7 o'clock. Yeah, we have UM consumer sentiment. That's probably why the market got a little flat here, because we're going to get like some crazy movement once this news event happens. So we got news coming up right here in about 2 minutes, guys. I'm not really looking for any entries at this point because this news event's high impact. So we'll obviously we'll see how that plays out. Let me check my FX book to see if there's anything else over here. Sometimes they have more news on this platform. Just a bunch of stuff here at 7 o'clock. I mean, they're about the same. It's just, the Michigan consumer sentiment, which is high impact, and a couple other things here. But other than that, there's nothing else for us to really worry about right now necessarily. All right. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Rem said he leaked it on Discord, which they considered a gaming platform. That makes sense, Rem. I was like, it's weird how he like leaked it on a gaming platform, but since he leaked it on Discord, that makes sense. They just called it a gaming platform, but realistically, Discord is used by everybody. All right, guys, we got the news event coming up right here in about 20 seconds. Not too big of a deal for us because we're not in any positions right now. There's no positions that have ran up. As you guys can see, price is pretty much ranging sideways right now. There's not too much going on. It's pretty much ranging between this high and this low right there. All right, news event in 3, 2, 1. Let's see what happens right here. Huge spike right there. Kind of expected it, but not playing with this here because there's no obvious direction as to where price is likely to go. I mean, price can easily go in either direction right now. Let me go and take a look real quick. Calendar. So let's see, it was positive, but price is coming down super heavy. So go figure, right? I think this is fine. I think this is just manipulation, and then price will probably bounce all the way back up. That's typically what happens, right? If the market's doing opposite of what it's supposed to do, it's probably going to swing back up at some point. So yeah, this thing is dropping super heavy. Good thing we had no positions running right now because, a lot of people are getting wiped out. I think a lot of people were betting on it to be good, so that they just manipulated price here to stop everybody out. But I wouldn't be surprised if it swings all the way back up, right? So yeah, as you guys can see, a nice correction right there. Rejected directly off opening price, and I wouldn't be surprised if it swings all the way back up. So we currently have a lower low here, but there's no room for entry at this point. Let me just mark up the low right here. So you guys can see where it came down. Pretty much got manipulated to this low over here, which is considered like, I guess, a support. If you look at it closely, I mean, it looks like a support because you can see all of the different lows over here. There's a bunch of lower lows here. It's basically like a triple bottom. Price came down super heavy. Triple bottom down here. And I wouldn't be surprised if price, corrects right back up to where it was originally, basically news price. So price came down, bounced off opening price, and then I wouldn't be surprised if it comes right back up right there. That's kind of where I see price going. So target price point here for correction is going to be this area. There's no entries for us though. So there's a lower low here and there's a sell signal, but we can't take an entry here because we need a buy signal. Yeah, there we go. As price pushes up higher from where it's currently at. So the reason why I see the correction here, guys, is because the news is positive. So I expected price to be, or whatever here, to be moving in the direction of where it's supposed to go, which is bullish. And that's why we kind of see this correction back to the upside. There's no entries for us to take right now. So we're kind of just waiting for something to come up. We do have a lower low right here, but there's no opportunity for entry because we can't get a buy signal. We already have a buy signal here. So it has to be a buy signal, then a sell signal, then a buy signal, but there's no opportunity there for entry. So at this point, it's just a waiting game, guys, waiting for this to correct back up. So the correction point is going to be this candle here. Obviously, this is a manipulated candle. We're expecting this to basically fill the gap or fill the push or whatever happened there, right? So we'll see. All right, Van Hartwig, we'll see you back here on Monday. So it looks like Van Hartwig is calling it a week, locked in some good profit already, so he's calling it. So again, guys, if you guys are happy with your profits for this week so far and you guys don't want to risk it trading in a market like this, then just call it a week, right? You don't have to trade if it's not necessary. If you guys have to pass your challenge by today, then yes, you have to trade. But if you don't have to trade and you guys have some time, then obviously you guys can see how the market conditions are moving. It's not necessarily the best market to trade in. So there's no entries for us right now, guys, but don't worry, we're still looking for entries here. There's just nothing for us to take at the moment. So let me just clean this up a little bit. I don't want to get you guys confused with all of my markups here. But we're just taking it as is. So right now we currently have a pending sell signal. That sell signal just closed, but there's no entry for us there. We need a higher high in order for us to take a sell. So now we're looking for a new lower low to get established. Once the new lower low gets established, then we could possibly look for a possible buy. But we don't have anything there yet. We can't take a buy signal if it comes up next because we currently have a sell signal here. There can't be anything in between. So that's the main thing to look out for. So looking over here at the notes, basically you can't have anything between the lower low and the buy signal. Right here, there's a sell signal, so there's no opportunity for entry at this point. We are basically just waiting for something here to come up, but there's nothing right now. All right, so we just got to sit tight. 7:04 right now. We still have a lot of time on the market. About 55 minutes left until 8 o'clock. So we had a lot of time to just hang out until we get something here. Here we go. Price comes back down to opening price. Let's see if it drops lower. So we got another lower low right here. This is actually fine. You can see that it just pretty much, it's pretty much filling the entire low right here. It's establishing a new lower low. So right here, that triple bottom is still technically down there. I mean, we're just waiting for something here to come back up. So we have this lower low right here. That's establishing. At this point, we can possibly look for a buy. So price ends up swinging right back up and we can start looking for a buy. But right now, obviously we don't have anything to take right now. All right. Damn, this thing is dropping super heavy. So as you guys can see, this is like very unusual price manipulation because I was expecting price to correct back up. I think price will eventually correct back up. It looks like it's just trying to knock out some more people on the other side. So looking at this here, I think a lot of people were looking at the same thing we looked at. So we looked at this here as a triple bottom, right? And I think that's why price is getting manipulated lower because they just wanted to stop everybody out. So basically a lot of people who saw this, what we saw a triple bottom right here. And it's pretty common to see that triple bottom, right? So you saw the triple bottom right there. And what my guess is that there was a lot of people who entered buys at this point, because obviously if you see a triple bottom here, a lot of people will take that for a buy. So when people entered buys right there, they just manipulated price down to stop everybody out. you guys can see as soon as price got to this area, crazy stop loss hunt, right? All the liquidity got hit. Whoever was trying to take the buys just got knocked out. And then now it's going to be pushing up from this area right here, which is the next lower low. I think from this point right here, this is going to be the actual area where it might make the actual bounce. So yeah, looking at this right here. So there's more liquidity down here, but it already got knocked out for the most part. So basically all the liquidity here got knocked out. There's still more down here. So if you look lower, there's actually more liquidity down here. So I mean, price could drop down lower before it swings up. I think eventually it will swing back up though. So this is why it's important that you guys stick to your strategy, because obviously if you guys are taking random trades here, you're going to get burnt. Like we don't typically take trades off, you know, double bottoms or triple bottoms, because that's what everybody trades, right? You typically don't want to trade what everybody else is trading, because you'll get stopped out like this. So again, right here, it looks like this is a support and they're just dropping price lower and lower to pretty much wipe everybody out. All the liquidity here is getting knocked out. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity that was down here. And literally all of it is getting knocked out. Like whoever is like looking to take buys here is just getting demolished, because there's just a crazy stop loss hunt going on right here. Yeah, this thing's starting to dump super, super heavy. So basically all the liquidity right here got knocked out. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let me check CNBC real quick. I don't know if something else happened that caused price to move like this, but I highly doubt that this is all based off news. I think there's just, everyone's getting wiped out. A lot of people who are trading news and basically try to gamble off that correction to the upside is just getting like destroyed right now. So let me check CNBC real quick. Nick says because Drake Bell is missing. Yeah, if you guys watch Nickelodeon, Drake Bell is currently missing. That's crazy. A lot of those, like, you know, these child actors just go freaking haywire. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, everyone here pretty much got stopped out. I don't see any other news events here. I mean, luckily for us, there was no entry for us there. That lower low couldn't provide us an entry because there was never a buy signal. Looking at this from this point now, if we do get a buy signal at some point, I would definitely be inclined to take it, because looks like price could, you know, swing all the way back up. I think one thing to look out for might be like a V1 variation, get a double body or double wick. Then that could be the hint that price is ready to swing right back up. But yeah, this is Friday. So as I mentioned before, guys, I warned you guys this morning that Fridays and Mondays are like the riskiest days to trade. This is exactly what I mean by that. Like this is uncalled for. There's no reason for price to drop like this, right? This dropped super heavy. So if you mark up news or whatever, when news price happened right here, price dropped over 2,000 pips. And before that, price was barely moving like 300 pips, like every 10 minutes or so. So as you guys can see, this is why Friday, typically I don't even like to trade on Fridays. I only trade if I see good entries. I saw a couple good entries earlier. That's why I took that pre-market trade and then that first trade this morning. But as you guys can see, I'm being a little more cautious and more conservative with my entries. So I'm not really entering trades right away unless they look like a really good entry. You know, a couple of things to look out for: big candles, looking for news price, etc. Because there's a lot of crazy stuff that can happen like this right here. Like this was super uncalled for with this drop. Let me check my FX book real quick. I want to see if there's what happened with the other news events, because there's a lot that was on this one. So looking over here at that news at 7 o'clock, basically everything here was positive. So you guys can see over here that literally everything here was positive, right? There's no reason for price to, except for this one right here. So manufacturing production was negative, but it wasn't really that far off. See, like last month, it was only 0.6%. Now it's negative 0.5. Not a huge drop, but everything else here is pretty much positive. So this drop to the downside was basically just manipulation of price, because everyone getting stopped out basically. Because I guess everyone was betting on that price to go to the upside. And it just didn't do that, did the complete opposite. Yeah, exactly. Nick said momentum trades are the way to go, in and out, no predictions, just strategy. Nick also mentioned the obvious move is never the right move in trading. Exactly, yeah. So like typically if I'm like trading news, I'll do the opposite. Like for example, here news was all positive, so I would have sold if I was trading news. The reason why I can't really trade news anymore is because it's pretty much blocked off on FTMO, right? Most of the trades are blocked off, like all the big ones. Like I don't think this one here is blocked off, but FOMC is blocked off, CPI, PPI, etc. All inflation is blocked off. So I can't even trade news if I wanted to on my FTMO accounts. So when you guys get funded, guys, make sure to look at the agreement, right? The agreement will tell you exactly what you can do and what you can't do. So don't try to push it, because if you guys violate any of those requirements, they're going to take your account away. Like for me, I traded on a couple of holidays on accident, and I forgot to close out of my position, and I lost like 2 accounts. Well, not 2 accounts. I lost 2 accounts twice. So it's happened to me twice. I traded on news or on a restricted news day or news event. And I've lost a total of like 4 FTMO accounts just from that. And I've been trading with them for a long time. They didn't give me any pass. They kind of just was like, okay, you violated it. So there's your account. So they're pretty strict about it, guys. Even for myself, I've been pretty consistent with them, and they're very strict about it. They don't care. They'll take the account away, and then you'll have to do another challenge. All right, so let's see if this correction to the upside is finally happening. So we currently have the lower low right here. We have a pending buy signal, but it needs to break and close past the pivots over here. With the movement of price, it's not necessarily looking like the type of setup that I want, because you guys can see here that there's a lot of consolidation. Consolidation right here is not a good thing. As you can see, price came down and it's just been ranging down here. Obviously, price will likely push to the upside, but it's not really looking too good right now. Let's see. Patrick said Sean traded on Juneteenth and MLK. The brothers are watching you, bro. I know, Patrick. Yeah, I traded on MLK like a long time ago, because like the market was supposed to be open till like 9, and it closed like at 6 o'clock. It was like, it threw me off. So typically on a news day, guys, if you guys have ever traded news, the charts run until like 9 o'clock or like 10 o'clock. So they were I traded on MLK Day because we were just like, okay, we're going to trade. We were on the live, I think, or I don't know if we were on the live, but we were I was trading on that day, and I thought market was going to close like at 9 or 10. I ended up taking a trade like at 6:30. I was holding on to it till 7, and the market just froze. When it froze, FTMO gave me that email telling me that I violated one of their criteria, and that was that. They take away my 2 of my funded accounts. And then on Juneteenth, like I seriously didn't know Juneteenth was a holiday. No offense, but I really didn't know, because it was like the first year that Juneteenth became a federal holiday. So like we traded on Juneteenth because nobody knew it was a holiday, and then the market just closed, and then I ended up losing those accounts too. So yeah, just don't force it, guys. Like if you guys have seen before, I used to trade on holiday sometimes. I would trade pre-market, but now I don't even trade at all, because I've lost like 4 accounts, 4 funded accounts, not even challenges, they're funded accounts, trading on, or just taking dumb trades. I just wanted to trade for whatever reason, and then ended up losing my accounts. Let's see. Sam's asking, did they take the profits from in your account, Sean? Yeah, if you violate your account, guys, you guys don't get any profits. So like for those 2 holidays I was trading, I was actually up pretty decent. I was up like I think 20K in the account, and I was even in profit on the trade, but I violated it, so they took away the entire account, and I didn't get a payout. So I just had to restart my challenge again. But it was cool. I passed my challenge like the 2 weeks after, so it wasn't like a big deal, but it was just a setback because I couldn't get a payout for like another 1 or 2 months. So yeah, if you guys get your account, so when you guys get funded, just make sure to look at the the agreement. It's going to tell you exactly which dates you can't trade and which news events you can't trade. And that'll pretty much just give you insight as to like when you should trade and not. So like for me, for example, I don't really trade on certain days. News events I don't trade. FOMC events I don't trade. NFP I don't really trade. At least not around NFP time. So guys, there's no entry here. There's a lower low. There's a buy signal, but it didn't break and close past the pivots over there. So there's no entry for us right here. Now what we're looking for is we're looking for a higher high to get established here. So we need a higher high, and then we need price to come right back down with a sell signal. If we get that, great. If we don't, then it's fine. We're just going to continue looking and waiting for, another opportunity here. Hoping we get one more entry before 8, but I don't know. We'll see. Today's Friday, so I already locked in my profits for the day, so I'm not really too inclined to force any trades. Of course, I'll be looking for trades here, but I'm not going to be forcing anything. So if there's nothing here that's available, we're just going to sit it through and wait for it to come along. Yeah, Rem said under 34,074 to finish merging the longs. 34.72. Yeah, it blasted right through it right here, Rem. So Rem mentioned a price point right here, that a price drop below this area, it would be done pushing down, but it looks like it's still pushing down from where it's currently at. So yeah, this is a really unpredictable market, as you guys can see. So let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. The fundamentals just like pretty much tanked. Maybe it was this news event right here. This might be what caused it to drop, because there's a lot of pharmaceuticals in US30. So it says right here, Supreme Court asked to block ruling that threatens access to abortion pill mifepristone. I don't think this is, well, mifepristone is not within the US30. There's I know Pfizer's, or I don't know if Pfizer's even in US30 anymore. It used to be. Let's take a look at the, I'm just going to look up the quotes right now. I'm going to see what it looks like. So what is killing US30 right now? United Health Group. So, okay, so maybe that news event had something to do with it. United Health Group right now is currently down 15 points. Boeing's down 15 points. So something's going on with United Health Group and Boeing, because these are the two stocks that are just decided to tank and pretty much take US30 down with them. So guys, whenever you see price drop like this, there's always a reason. Like, I mean, there's sometimes there's randomness that causes price to drop like that, but a lot of the times you guys can just pull up the stock index and you can see which one is dropping, right? Because there's only a couple of stocks here that are pretty much taking price. Price was bullish all morning, and if you look over here, United Health Group and Boeing are pretty much what's taking price right now, because these are the only two stocks that are really super red. Let me see if there's any news here. I mean, nothing crazy here. There's nothing specific. I could be wrong, but I just don't see anything here that's really causing anything to happen specifically. But whatever, these two stocks are down. Dijon said there's an issue with Boeing's new planes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna let the news really affect us too much, so it's all good. Something obviously is happening behind the scenes that we're not aware of that's causing price to continue dropping like this. Boeing is currently one of the heavier stocks that's weighing US30 down. And same with a United Health Group. And whatever the case may be, it's not a big deal because there's no entries for us here. So it's not really affecting us per se, but obviously, price can go anywhere. So it's all good. There's no entries for us right now. So there's no harm here. We're basically just looking for our entry. But I was just curious to see what was going on because this drop right here, like I could see a little bit of a drop due to the news, but it looks like everyone just kind of bandwagoned on here to stop everybody out. Let's take a look over here at sentiment. Sentiment is currently 67% short. Let's see. Yusuf said Boeing has part supply issues with the B737 Max. Thanks, Yusuf. So yeah, it looks like Boeing has an issue with their new planes. Same with Dejan. Thanks for the input. That's basically the only stock. So if we get a correction over here with these stocks, so if you look over here at the index, if we get a correction here from Boeing and from United Health Group, this will just push price right back up because these are the only stocks that are really heavy in the red. They're down 15 points. Microsoft is down 3. Looking over here on the green side, JP Morgan's up, Goldman Sachs is up, Home Depot's up, etc. But yeah, there's just 2 stocks here that are really weighing it down. If these here could swing up at least a little bit higher, I think price will make a correction back to the upside. But at the moment, they're still pretty heavy for a sell. So we'll see. Price might just consolidate down here for a while. There's no entry for us to take. There's a lower low right here, but there's no entry because the buy signal is right here. So we can't get a buy signal after this. We can only get a sell signal. So yeah, nothing for us to take right now. All right, just a waiting game, guys. 623. So this is what I kind of like about this strategy. This is what I like the most about this strategy is that it doesn't matter what's going on in the market, with regard to news and stuff, the momentum's still going to hold its place. So right now we don't have any entries. So there's nothing wrong with us looking for entries here because price can easily shift at any moment, right? Price can shift all the way back up at any moment, or price could continue to drop. But there's no entries for us to take anyway, so there's not a big deal. So what I can see happening here is price might continue to just trickle down lower and lower. And then once it establishes a new lower low, then we can take a possible buy. So we don't have that right now, but if this here ends up pushing lower than this price point, then we could possibly have a new lower low and opportunity for us to ride this back to the upside. See, Frederick said these candles are so much hated by, especially where they're taking out lows or a high. Yeah, I agree, Frederick, 100%. You can see a lot of these lows got knocked out, pretty much all the liquidity. So there's a lot of liquidity here that was sitting down below and it just pretty much got wiped out. So like basically whoever was entering buys just ended up getting, pretty much demolished with where price is currently at. But there's nothing for us to take here. So again, we're just waiting. So what I'm looking for here, guys, is I'm looking for this candle to break past this low right here. If price breaks past it, it's going to establish a new lower low. And then from there, we could look for a possible buy. We can't look for a buy right now because there's a current sell signal right there. So it's not going to meet criteria. But if this here pushes lower and then we get that new low LL right there and it pushes up, that'll be perfect for us. So that's basically, what we're waiting for here. Let's take a look if there's anything else here. Let's take a look at all of the time frame. So looking over here, guys, you guys can see that there's a big drop right here on the 1 hour and the 30-minute time frame, but this can easily shift back up. So I wouldn't really focus on the 30 too much, but if you guys are looking over here on this 1 hour, you can see how price is rejecting off the bottom pivot right here. If this candle here closes with the rejection off that point, it has about 33 minutes left on it. So it has a lot of time. If price ends up pushing up from this point, this can be the rejection that we're basically looking for. So rejection off there, and then looking for the rejection here off the 4-hour too. The 4-hour has 3 hours left on the candle, so this is not going to be relevant because at that point, market's going to be closed. So the 4-hour is not really going to be too useful. I think the more useful candle here or time frame would be the 1 hour, because this here closes in the next 30 minutes. So by 8 o'clock, this here will probably reject off it. If it rejects off this point, this can be basically the initiation for price to correct back up. Because I still expect price to push up at some point. If you look at retail sentiment over here, it's still very short. So, I mean, it's not as short as earlier. It was 68% short this morning. Now it's 66% short. So we'll see where this ends up going. See, visual trader said up 2,120 tick on long, one short. Nice. Mars asking Sean, what's your email address for questions? You can email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. So sean@kodikaitrades.com, or you can message me on Telegram. You'll probably get a faster response on Telegram, but you're free to email me if you like. You can also go on the website. So if you want to just send me a message, you can go to the website, kodikaitrades.com right here. Click on contact, and you can send me your message right here as well. So a couple of different ways to get in contact with me. Let's see. Sisuk said shutting down MT4 was up way too last night, analyzing something, taking a nap. Hope you all grab the rest of the profits and have an incredible weekend. All right, Sisuk, we'll see you back here on Monday. Yeah, and Sisuk said, remember to be careful, it's Friday. Yeah, if I don't see anything coming up here, I mean, it's fine. I'm not looking to force any trades. There's just nothing for us to take here anyway. So right now we currently have a pending buy signal. So in order for us to take that buy, we need a new lower low. So we need price to pretty much drop below here. And if it drops below here, where this current lower low is, we can start looking for a possible buy entry. But as you guys can see, there's nothing for us to take here. Still waiting for something here to happen, but there's nothing coming up right now at the moment. Yeah, no problem, Mark. All right, let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. All right, still nothing for us to take here, guys. There's a buy signal right here, but it's not one we can take because there's no new lower low that's come up. So I still have my alerts up, guys. So I'm not really, I'm still paying attention, but I'm not really focused on anything right now because there's nothing for us to take here. So there's a current buy signal right here, guys, but there's no entry because there's no lower low. There's a lower low right here, but there's a lower high in between. So there can't be any low highs or high lows in between the lower low or higher high. It's going to be the second note or the first note right here. So no high lows in between the higher high or lower low allowed, and then no momentum signals in between. So no entries for us here. I mean, this is a typical Friday. I'm pretty much checked out in my head for the week. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can help you guys with whatever you guys need help with, but at this moment in time, it does not look like we're going to have any specific entries. It looks like price is kind of just ranging now, side to side. I mean, we'll see. Maybe we'll get an entry like closer to 8, but from what I'm looking at here, the volume's pretty much died down a bit. Looks like the big move happened here already, and then now the volume is just pretty much dead with no avail. So we'll stay on here. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Let's see. All right, David, we'll see you back here on Monday. So David's logging off for the day as well. Let's see, Lucas said, unsuccessful in this challenge. All good. Lots of lessons learned. We'll be back next week starting a new challenge. Yeah, it's all good, Lucas. You gave it your best shot. So like the thing with Lucas, and not just Lucas in general, but like a lot of other people in the group, Lucas was doing pretty good. He was pretty solid for like a good couple of weeks. And then his challenge expired today, so he had to trade. So he took a bunch of like trades that he was trying to get into. It looks like there weren't that many trades to hop into, though. It looks like he might have taken some risky entries. And it just didn't play out. But you know, Lucas's problem here is that like he was consistent for like a good week or 2 weeks, and then that last week or the last 2 weeks, his consistency just started to fall apart. He was following the strategies, he was perfect, but every time he lost was when he was revenge trading. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, if you guys failed your challenge at any point, make sure to review like your mistakes so that you guys don't make those same mistakes in the future. Like I talked to Lucas yesterday and I told him, you know, I bet if you didn't take any of those revenge trades or over trades and stuff like that, like any random entries, you probably would have passed your challenge, or you would have gotten an extension or a free retry. And he agreed. You know, so I think that the big thing here is really just and the big takeaway from this is really just understanding where your weaknesses are and working on that. If overtrading is your weakness or revenge trading is your weakness, then if you guys have one loss, then just call it a day. That's typically what I do. If I ever have one loss, then I'm done trading for that entire day. I just close out my MC4 because I barely lose, right? So if I do lose, I know that that's usually a trigger point telling me that, okay, the market's just not working in my favor today. So if that's your problem, you know, my advice is to just stop trading for the day. Yeah, Lucas said definitely took some speculative risky trades today and only doing official trades next challenge. Yeah, it's all good, Lucas. You had like 1 day to pass. And that 1 day was today, unfortunately. It landed on a Friday, one of the riskier days. So it's all good, Lucas. Yeah. So yeah, have a good weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday. All right, still no entries for us here, guys. I'm looking for, so we currently have a pending sell signal. In order for us to have an entry here, we need to have a higher high to come up. Hey, Brock, how's it going? Looks like you made it here somewhat on time today. Good thing. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right. All right, Mar. I'll check that message after this live session. See if there's anything else here for me to look at. All right, still nothing for us to take here. Hey, Mar, I just checked my emails. I don't have anything from you. It's probably still sending on your end, but I don't have anything from you. Just want to give you a heads up. Yeah, just make sure you send it to the right email, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. All right, guys, there's no entries for us to take right now. It's about to be 7:40. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll keep waiting for some sort of entry here, but there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. Okay, we currently have a pending sell signal. So in order for us to take an entry here for a sell, we need price to push up higher, establish a higher high, and then from there we can look to take a sell. But right now we just don't have anything. So it's gonna have to sit and wait. Let's see, Barack said, took a few solid for the day somewhat, but I'll take some more to cover that. Bad days, I'm not trying to do it to work. Yeah, Barack, just be careful with your entries because, today's Friday. You want to keep that in mind. All right, so there's no entry here for this sell. We currently have a sell signal, but there's no entry for us because there was no higher high. So now we're looking for a lower low. So I actually want price to drop down a little lower, below this area, establish a new lower low, and provide a buy signal for us to take here for a buy. Yeah, there's just nothing for us to take right now. Let me see if there's anything else here for like, yeah, there's not even, there isn't any SR rejection entries either because there's no SR zones down here. They're all up top right now. All right, we have a pending buy signal right here, guys, but there's no entry. So as you guys can see where price is currently at, it's just ranging now. So it's just consolidating sideways, which is the worst area to trade in. You definitely don't want to trade in this type of market if price is just going sideways like this. All right, so you guys can see over here, price faked out, came back below, and from there, it's just been going sideways for it's been going sideways for about like 22 minutes now. This is like worst market to trade in. So guys, if you guys are looking for entries, I'd be careful because these are definitely not the conditions you guys want to be trading in. All right, continued sideways movement right here. Let's see, question from Patrick. Patrick's asking, Sean, was the 730 momentum signal not valid? Let me check real quick. So this one right here would not be valid. Yeah, this wouldn't be valid because there was a sell signal right here. Actually, no, I guess this could have been valid because I thought the sell signal was after the lower low. So, I mean, I guess this could have been considered valid. Yeah. I think when we were looking at it, it looked like I thought the sell signal was after it. So yeah, Patrick, there was actually an entry right here, guys. We didn't necessarily, well, I wouldn't have taken it by myself personally because it was such a messy entry. So let me just rewind to that candle right here. So this here actually was a valid entry. It's just, it was a really messy one because it came up so late. So this one right here came up and then it went straight to TP on the next candle right there. So yeah, right here, there is a lower low right here. There was a buy signal, but the reason why I wouldn't take it is because price was consolidating right here. Typically, if I take this entry, I want it to be a straight shot. So I want like a lower low and I want price to go straight into the buy signal and for entry. But for this right here, you can see that price went sideways for like a while. So price pretty much went sideways right here. And then it finally gave the buy signal, but it gave the buy signal like maybe like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about six minutes later. So at that point, yeah, I wouldn't have taken the entry because it came up too late. But yeah, if you're looking at the criteria here, it does meet the criteria for the entry. So identify the lower low, identify a valid momentum signal, which is right here, confirm price break and close past pivots 1 and 2, which are right there, and that'd be the entry full TP. So yeah, this one here looks fine. I think the TP stop loss would have been fine, Patrick, because it looks like there's 2 opportunities to get pulled out. On the first candle right here, went straight to TP, pulled back a little bit, and then shot right back up here. And this one actually broke past it. Yeah, but personally, I wouldn't have taken it because of the sideways movement right here. It's it's not a smooth move at all. Typically, you want to have a smooth push so that you don't have to worry about something like that. All right, guys. So we had a higher high right here, but there was no sell signal, so no entry. So right here, there was a higher high. Price broke and closed past the pivots on this previous candle, but there was no sell signal, so no entry. All right, Dijon, see you back here on Monday. All right, guys, it's 7:42 right now, so we have about 12 minutes, or sorry, 18 minutes until 8. Still no entries for us to take at the moment, so if there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I just don't see anything here for us to take anytime soon, at least. All right. All right, so some profits over here from Dijon. So Dijon said, everything I took this week, no trades for me today, though. I got to keep building up my consistency and discipline. See you next week, definitely, Dijon. So Dijon over here sent in his profits from this week so far. He's currently up 1,545. All wins for this week, no losses. So that's pretty good, actually, Dijon. So Dijon's problem here is that he usually eats a loss on open for whatever reason. Every time he takes it, like his first trade every day is a loss. But for this week, he kind of worked on that. Didn't take any random trades, and then he had all wins for this week. So great work right there, Dijon. With your trading week, all wins, no losses. Let's see. So here's Jacob's profits for the day. Jacob said, went a little crazy. Sorry, guys, there's another entry coming up right here. I just wanted to make sure we don't miss it. We have a lower low right here. We have a current pending buy signal. So if we get a buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots over here, then possible entry. You got to wait for the candle to actually close, though. It does not look like we're going to have a momentum signal. Yeah, so unfortunately, no momentum signal right there, guys. So there's no entry right there. You just got to wait for another entry. As you guys can see, the market is still ranging, so it's not a good area to trade in. I wouldn't really recommend anybody trade in this market, but if you guys want to, just make sure that you actually wait for those entries to come up, because you guys can see right here that price is literally going sideways. So, all right, let me go back to the chat over here real quick. So let's see. Jacob said, went a little crazy and just risked profits off my IC account. Currently waiting on all my props to be switched to MT5, though my IC was changing too. I guess not. Here's his results for the day. The reason he's able to do this is because I risk profits. I start out with one win. I use that money to risk trades and just keeps going. Yeah. So Jacob over here pretty much took one trade, took a win, and then he just kept taking more trades. So you guys can see over here, Jacob's currently at 39,500 for the day, which is pretty crazy. But one thing that you guys have to keep in mind as well is that Jacob here is taking larger lot sizes. You guys can see his lot sizes here are basically double, if not triple my lot sizes. So like for me, if I'm taking a 100 lot, I'm making like 1,000, right? He's taking a 250 lot. So these are like way bigger profits. It's basically just double, if not triple my profits. So basically the same type of move. He's going for these quick trades, but it's not that simple. Like he's taking different entries here and he's taking a larger lot size. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's kind of similar to what we're doing, except he's taking larger lot sizes. So like, for example, here, he makes 2,375. If I was to take this with 100 lot like I normally do, it'd be 1,000 profit. So no, great work, Jacob. Yeah, Jacob said, yeah, Sean, you said it. To be honest, it's not that simple. Yeah, it's not simple at all. It's a lot more difficult. You have to be able to read the charts. You can see Jacob was trading in both directions over here. He was just taking advantage of the volatility. But a lot of the times, it's very risky. Exactly. Yeah, Jacob said trade 1, he made 5K. Trade 2, he risked 2.5. He's now up 7.5. Then he risked 3.7, and he just keeps compounding that his price continues to move along, which is a smart move. That's kind of what I typically used to do. For these types of scalp entries that we take on the live, it's a little different because I'm not able to think as quick if I'm like answering questions and analyzing like 3 different screens at once. So if I was trading solo, I could probably do that too, because I can just adjust my entry points at all times. Like I think one entry here that a lot of people used to like to take was the quick scalp. So if you guys remember the high-low quick scalp, that was one that you could make like a ton of profits on because it happens so often. Yeah, that's like one of the entries that was super risky. But if you guys remembered it, there was like a lot of opportunity there to get like really quick profits. I think I still have the criteria up here. Let me see if I have it. The high-low quick scalp. So identify bullish direction using momentum indicator, identify low using the low, identify bottom wick rejection off the candle, confirm entry is in past momentum, and then enter as soon as you see the bottom wick. Yeah. This one right here, like these entries would come up like super often. Like I think today would be a good day to apply this strategy because it just came up so often. Like basically you have a buy signal, and then as soon as you see a low, if a low is established, as soon as you see the wick, you would just take the trade and write it back up like super quickly. But yeah, this is more of an advanced way of trading. If you guys have seen this before and I've used it on the live, you guys saw that this works super well if you know what you're doing. And it's a tighter TP stop loss because it usually happens super quickly. Yeah, like you'd be looking for a buy right here because we currently have a buy signal. So if you saw low, you basically would look for a bottom wick projection on the next candle. It'd be like I mean, there's not one here, but it'd be something like this right here. So this entry would have been one of them. There'd be a bullish momentum right here off this candle. As soon as you would have seen the wick right here, you would have just taken the buy. Seems like TradingView is kind of laggy today. If you guys can see, whenever I refresh my charts, the momentum signals take a long time to come up. So like, for example, here, identify bullish direction. There's a buy signal right there. Identify high, low. Price pushed up. It established a low right here. As soon as you saw the wick on this candle, so as soon as price came down right here, you would have taken a buy position, like down here or something like that. And then you make a quick profit right there. A lot of you guys know the strategy, but it was super lucrative. I just had to stop teaching it because a lot of people weren't following directions. And it became more of a liability than it was beneficial to everybody. Let's see. All right, so there's a couple more profits over here. Let me just pull them up real quick. So we've got Patricia over here. She said done for the day, testing something. Total profit on Patricia's account is 6,340 for the day. Just one loss, pretty much made it back on the next trade. And more profits from there. We've got Barack over here, total profit of 3,469 for the day. Nice work, Barack, all wins. Solid profit right there. We have Eunice over here, total profit of 95.10 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Eunice. Here's CSUK, total profit of 3,050 on this account, all wins. Total profit of 4,851 on this account, all wins as well. And total profit of 4,491 on this account, all wins. So solid wins right there by CSUK all around. Got Kevin over here, total profit of 24,820 for the day, all wins as well. Yeah, so Kevin said he took a smaller lot size until he felt price was done dropping. Then he increased it to his normal lot size, but he's not sure if price is done dropping yet. Yeah, I don't think so either, Kevin. I mean, price is still bouncing back and forth. There's no opportunities for us right now. It's 752. It's getting close to 8. So looks like we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. Let's see, a question from Dan the Man. So Dan's asking, what ticker are you trading? The ticker is, so we use YM for our analysis here on US30, or we're trading US30. So YM is the same as US30. If you're not familiar with YM, YM is the future. We use this data here because this is like the raw data. So in order to get YM here, you have to pay for this data. We're paying for this data from CBOT, which is the Chicago Board of Trade. So we're getting the data directly from the exchange. There's no manipulation from brokers and stuff like that. Because if you type in US30, you have all these brokers that provide their own data. This data is subpar because it's not directly from the exchange. What we're trading is the same thing, but we're trading the future, which is YM, and we're getting it directly from the Chicago Board of Trade. So this is like as pure data as you can get, unless you're like paying for ICE, which is like $100 a month. But we could do that, but it doesn't really matter. So the data that we're using here is YM, which is basically the raw data for US30. So whatever broker that you're trading on, they basically pull the data from the exchange like we're doing here, and we're trading off this here. So in a sense, we're trading US30 because we're executing our trades off US30, but we're doing all of our analysis off YM. Yeah, because if you're scalping like we're doing here, you need to have like the fastest data. In order to get the fastest data, you have to get it directly from the exchange. You don't want broker data because broker data is, I mean, for the most part, it's okay, but it's not the best data for scalping. So for broker data, we typically use currency.com, but we don't really use that anymore. We haven't used that in, I'd like to say like a year now, or almost a year. So we've been using YM since then, or probably like 6 months now, because if you guys have been trading on like, let's see, like currency.com, you guys will see that there's a lot of lag, and the movement isn't as consistent as it is on the YM. Mara's asking, is it negotiated at other times than 9:30 to 12 p.m.? If so, if I subscribe to your monthly subscription, I only trade live once a day, Mara. So there's no other times that I trade live. There's mentoring sessions that happen on Mondays at 2 p.m. So that's like the only other time I go live. I trade from 6:30 to 8 every day, Monday through Friday. And then we have mentoring sessions on Monday from 2 to whenever. So there's no other sessions if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, Patrick said switching to YM does give us a slight edge, I think. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Patrick. Like whenever I enter trades and I'm trading off YM, I typically get in and I cover the spread automatically because we have like a split second to get in compared to like the broker data. So it's a little faster. In my opinion, I think it's a little bit faster and it's a lot more accurate. So I don't mind paying like, the $5-6 a month to get this broker data from the exchange. But again, guys, you can only get this if you're not considered if you don't classify as a professional trader. So you just say you're a retail trader, because if you're classified as a professional trader, you got to pay like the full price, which is probably like $100 or $1,000 a month, which it still wouldn't be a big deal. But obviously milk it for what you can. Let's see. Martha said no trades for me today. Have a great weekend, guys. Yeah, definitely, Martha. We'll see you back here on Monday. See, Satyam said took the lower low break. Now done for the day. Thanks, Sean. Definitely Satyam. So Satyam over here took the there was a high low scalp that came up right here. This is what Satyam hopped into. So if you guys are wondering what trade he took, there was a lower low right there. Sell momentum, price broke and closed below it. Satyam took that for a quick sell and he hit his TP. So if you guys remember from this morning, some of you guys were asking like what other strategies could be applied. I think the second good strategy that could be applied with the high low momentum scalp would be the high low scalp. I would typically base it off like the lower lows and higher highs, because I feel like those are probably going to be like the stronger structures to be trading off. So nice work right there, Satyam. You took the high low scalp right there to a full TP. Let me scroll up real quick. Mohammed is asking, can you trade your own account future like my Forex funds or FTMO? Yeah, that's what I'm trading. So all my profits here are from FTMO or MFF, Mohammed. That's the profits of like most people here. So this is my main account, one of the green strip. This is FTMO. You can see because it has a .cash after it. That's where I locked in 1,030. This is my second FTMO account. They're both 200K funded accounts. 1,080 on this one. And then these are my MFF. You guys can see MFF kind of gives me lesser profits. I mean, they've been like this for like the past month. I think it's their new server because they, it seems like the execution times or the spread is just, it's just different. So when it pulls me out of my MFF account, it typically gives me, you know, lesser profits. It's, I mean, but it's pretty much majority of people here are trading on FTMO or like those other accounts. So here's Brock, total profit of 5,729 for the day. Nice work, Brock. Solid. Yeah, Kevin said he's going to wait for the retracement to happen. So this right here is a bit of a tough move, guys. I wouldn't take this entry here. I know there's a lower low here, but it looks like the previous candle broke and closed past the pivot already. So there's no room for entry there. And it wouldn't matter if there's no buy signal. So there's no entry here at all. Yeah, there's just nothing for us to take right here, guys. So, all right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. If you guys have any other questions, you know, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I just don't see anything else for us to look at here. Today's Friday. We had about, what do we have? One trade today. Yeah, we had one official trade today, full TP off this one right here. And then we had this pre-market trade. It's not an account. I took this pre-market by myself. A couple other people took it as well. I think CJ took it. I wasn't on the live when I covered this, but CJ did take this trade here with me. So that's where I locked in my profit. And we had the second trade over here, full TP. So for this week so far, guys, I think we have, let me just count the trades real quick. I'll put up the results shortly later today. But for this week so far, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 wins, 1 loss, 4 wins, 5 wins. We have 5 wins and 1 loss for this week so far. I think that's the first loss we had for the entire month of April. So I think for this month of April, we have, let me scroll up real quick. Okay, so for the month of April, we have 10 wins and 1 loss. So we have a pretty good month so far. If you guys just follow the official trades, you guys should be doing very good for this month. I mean, for the year so far, we're doing great. We have 47 wins, 9 losses, 6,000 pips. Pips don't really matter. I focus mainly on percentage of gain. So we have a 25.25% gain. It's going to be higher after this week. I got to add this week's results, but we're doing pretty good so far for the month, for the year so far, and for the month. The month we have 10 wins and 1 loss. So I'm just going to keep adding that on, and we're going to let's see. LW said we had a loss last week, if I remember correctly. I don't remember having a loss. Is there a loss here last week? The results are right here for last week, LW. I'm not sure if there was a loss. Was there? I know there was a trade that, or I don't know, I can't remember, but these are all the results from last week. So I'm not sure which day did you see. All the trades are based off of what's posted here. So I don't know if there's anything here. Let me just look up real quick. So here are all my profits. I don't see any losing. I don't have any red here. So here's Monday from last week. Here's all like literally all my profits for the entire week. I don't have any losses here. So I'm not sure which day you're talking about, but so all my profits are posted here for the week. Yeah, I'm not sure, Tom. If there was, you can correct me, but I'm not. I don't see anything here. I mean, you might have taken a loss, but from my account specifically, I only count like the trades that count are the official trades. So there might have been some sort of strategy that came up or something like that, but I don't see anything here. So I don't know. I could be wrong. So if you find the correction, just let me know, Tom. I can fix it. But I don't see anything there. Okay, some profits over here from Maria. Maria's total profit, or she took one loss today. So it looks like she took this earlier this morning. Not sure where she took the loss, but it's okay. She recovered that loss and she's currently down only under 24. So not too bad, Maria. And great recovery on your 3 trades right there. Here's Ross. Ross's total profits for the day, 5,380, all wins. So nice work right here by Ross. Pretty much all wins across his account. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any other questions, let me see if there's anything here. Let me check the chat for the YouTube real quick. Kevin's asking, or Frederick said it was a quad high low, 3 touches with a break, and then he broke below. Yeah, so this right here is the trade that Frederick took as well. So nice work right there, Frederick. He caught this and identified it as 3 touches. So 3 touches, price finally broke and closed below it. He took that sell right there and took it for a full TP. So nice work right there, Frederick. Question from Kevin. Kevin said, hey, Sean, on the 5-minute chart, do you consider that a double body candle for reversal based off one of your strategies? Let me check the 5-minute real quick. So you're talking about this one right here, right? I don't think this is leveled on the same level, Kevin. So I'll just put a line right there. You can see that this green candle actually closed below it. Yeah, so this right here would not be considered a reversal pattern. It needs to be on the same exact level. It closed below it just a little bit. Right there. I know it's kind of hard to see sometimes, but like if you like put the marker on there and you look at it, you can see it a lot better. So this right here would be what we'd be looking for, Kevin. So this right here, you can see, actually this one here is not even a double body either. It's off by a little bit. Maybe this one right here. Okay, so this is actually what you'd be looking for. You have a lower low right here. You have the double body rejection. You can see how price swings up from this point. So this right here would be the reversal pattern, but it's got to be on the same level. So as you can see, it's kind of hard to see sometimes. All right, one last question from Mohammed. Mohammed's asking, brother, why is your stop loss too big compared to TP? Because that's how the strategy works. It's a negative risk to reward. We're scalping here, so we're not really taking, like, the stop loss is a little wider because it's just a safety net. Every time we take a trade here, we're not planning on losing. We always plan on winning. So that's why it reflects in the in the results for the year so far. So even if you were to do the math here from like the trades that we took, so say for example, because it's a 3-to-1, right? It's a 3-to-1. So if you do the math over here from the results. So right here we have 47 wins. That's 47. And then we have 9 losses, right? So we have 47 wins, 9 losses. If you're doing this with a 1% to 3% risk reward, then 9 times 3 would be 27. So you do the math, right? 47% minus 27%, you're at 20% for the month. There was a couple of trades here that had a different risk reward because we kind of changed it up over the year. So some of them had a 1% risk, some of them had a 0.5% risk. So you can see here that the gain here is a little larger because of the types of trades we're taking. But either way, you'd be up 20% for the year so far if you took every single trade on the live. So there's no problem with having a negative risk reward as long as like your strategy provides a high enough win-loss ratio for you to cover that. All right, so I think that's it, guys. If there's any other questions, feel free to reach out, but it's way past 8. So I think this is it for the trading week. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I think that's it. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday for April trading week 3. So, all right, guys.